Is that working all right? All right, good morning. Not much we can do about the announcements, folks. Good morning. My name is Dana DeLorenzo. I'm the state coordinator for Operation Lifesaver and a police officer for the MBTA Transit Police Department. I'd like to welcome you all here today for the kickoff for C-Track's Think Train Week, formerly Rail Safety Week. I have some amazing guests here that have joined us so that we can help spread this message of safety throughout the Commonwealth. First person I would like to introduce would be Secretary of Transportation, Monica Tibbits-Nutt, if I may.
Thank you, Officer DeLorenzo. Safety Week is an annual opportunity to continue to remind people of something that they should keep top of mind all year long. If you see tracks, think train. We must reduce injuries and prevent deaths. Never, ever walk on tracks or the rail right-of-way. Tragedies are completely and 100% preventable. Doing our part to support rail safety by inspecting our grade crossings to make sure our equipment is working, identifying areas that have seen higher numbers of pedestrian incidents, and targeting those for improvements. We are increasing mental health and suicide prevention training for our workforce to aid those in crisis. This week helps MassDOT and the MBTA continue to reinforce our commitment to safety. Safety is a pillar of our Beyond Mobility plan that helps define what transportation will look like out through 2050. The Healy-Driscoll administration has made significant investments in transportation. Their promise, and mine, is that safety is our top priority across all of our modes and will remain so. Today's message: see tracks, expect a train. And to underscore the vital importance of rail safety, it is my pleasure as Secretary to now officially proclaim today through September 29th as C-Track's Think Train Week. On behalf of the Healy-Driscoll administration, I have the honor to read this year's proclamation. A proclamation whereas the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is a leader in supporting highway rail grade crossing and pedestrian safety programs, and whereas every year hundreds of people are killed and hundreds more injured in highway grade crossing crashes and trespass incidents across the country. And whereas highway grade crossing crashes are more severe than highway collisions and are more likely to result in death and injury. And whereas collisions between trains and motor vehicles or pedestrians could be prevented by increased public awareness of the dangers at crossings and around railroad property and the appropriate safety laws. And whereas on September 23rd to 29th of 2024 and throughout the year, all citizens are encouraged to observe added caution as motorists or pedestrians near tracks or train. And whereas this important observance should lead to greater safety awareness and a reduction in highway rail grade crossing crashes and pedestrian railroad incidents. Now, therefore, in representing Governor Maura Healey of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I hereby proclaim September 23rd through September 29th, 2024 to be C-Track's Think Train Week. And I urge all residents of the Commonwealth to take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. Given at the Executive Chamber in Boston this first day of September in the year 2024 and of the independence of the United States of America, the 248th, by Her Excellency Governor Maura T. Healey, Lieutenant Governor Kimberly Driscoll, and Secretary of the Commonwealth William Francis Galvin. Thank you, and God save the Commonwealth.
Thank you very much for that proclamation. We appreciate it very much. The next person I would like to introduce would be our General Manager, Philip Eng.
Thank you, Officer DeLorenzo, for your service at Transit Police and for everything you and your colleagues do to protect the public and our workforce. As Dana mentioned, she is the Massachusetts Operation Lifesaver President and State Coordinator. And with that, safety will always be our top priority. So let me extend my sincere appreciation to Secretary Tibbits-Nutt, VP of Safety Kelly Andrews from Keolis, MBTA Transit Police Chief Kenneth Green, FRA Judy Page, Amtrak partners, Boston delegation members, community members, and the entire MBTA operations and safety team for their unwavering dedication to safety. The message, See Tracks, Think Train, is more than just a slogan, it's a life-saving mantra. Safety has always been and continues to be our core value. It's the forefront of everything we do, every aspect at the T, day in and day out. And we're proud to amplify these messages and remind the public of this. Our riders, our neighbors, our workforce, our contractors, pedestrians, cyclists, motorists, anyone who may come close to our tracks or grade crossings, please do so with caution. Adhere to all the warnings, the signs, and our safety signals. And please be alert and aware whenever in the vicinity of our tracks and trains. Tragedies can occur and have occurred along track areas throughout the country when warnings have not been abided, and they're often completely preventable. Tragic accidents can occur when individuals take shortcuts, trespass on tracks, or ignore safety warnings. Everybody must be vigilant to prevent these avoidable outcomes. The dangers are the same and the consequences are devastating, both for the affected families and our employees. And the consequences are preventable, and we take our role in this very seriously. The MBTA service operates 20 hours a day approximately, with different types of vehicles traveling at varying speeds. For commuter rail, in some cases you can see trains traveling nearly 80 miles an hour. And by the time you hear the trains approaching, it's often too late. They come on very quickly. And since I've begun my role, we've implemented several safety measures, including fog lines to delineate lanes and the trains, reflector-raised markers at all 246 crossings along the commuter rail lines, and new LED lights to the crossing gates to warn drivers and pedestrians of oncoming trains. And I'm proud to say these efforts have reduced the numbers of broken gates. It's helped us to see a decrease in gate malfunctions, and overall we've seen a 44% decrease in right-of-way obstructions, meaning vehicles on tracks. And while grade crossing safety was a low-cost, high-benefit solution, I would like to also talk about something that's another high-benefit solution on a larger scale. I'm very pleased to announce today that the U.S. DOT awarded the MBTA a $472 million grant to replace our North Station Draw 1 bridge. It's a movable bridge just outside this station, just to the north. It carries all of our train service to the north, and this is huge because part of making sure not only do we deliver safe, reliable transportation, but is to make sure that we address our infrastructure needs timely and appropriately. This $472 million grant is going to enable us to do that, to replace this, and at the same time manage train traffic so people can still get to their destinations. I really have to applaud the Healy-Driscoll administration for leaning in as we pursue every federal dollar available. I need to thank our congressional delegation for all of their support and leadership as well in securing these grants. And then lastly, I need to thank my grants team, my operations team, my safety team, my capital engineering team, actually the whole MBTA. Because of their participation, we put together a highly competitive and successful application in a very, very robust competition across the U.S. Thank you. Yes, definitely worth applauding. Exciting times here at the MBTA and Massachusetts. So to amplify Operation Lifesaver message, want to say, always stay alert. When you see tracks, think train, so we can keep everyone safe. By working together with our partners, we can educate the public and our employees about the dangers of our tracks and trains. Education is our most powerful tool in preventing tragedies. If any of our community partners are interested in learning more about rail safety, we encourage anyone to connect with our officer, with us or Officer DiLorenzo, so we can continue to spread the rail safety message. Let us recommit ourselves by creating a safer MBTA system for everyone. By following safety guidelines, staying alert, we can prevent accidents, protect lives, and get everyone safely to their destinations. So thank you, everybody.
Okay, next up, if I may introduce Senator John Keaton, who's joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you, Officer and General Manager, Madam Secretary, everybody that's here today. Thank you for bringing this initiative forward. I represent a district that sees the commuter rail go through it and spread out into 3 different lines. And particularly in one of those towns, we have seen a number of tragic accidents. And as the General Manager alluded to, those tragic accidents don't just impact, obviously, the family of those that have lost a loved one or found that a loved one's been severely injured, but it impacts the workers as well, those who are driving the trains, who come upon somebody on the tracks and can't do anything to avoid it. So this initiative is really just so important. And I want to thank Keolis and the MBTA for the work that they have been doing in the community that I'm referencing, the town of Abington. The outreach has been much better than it's ever been. We have found, as the General Manager mentioned, that some of the kind of basic things that you can do to improve safety have been done. There's been improvement on the gates with the lighting. There's been improvement on the striping. There's been improvement in the community in terms of education, even reaching in to schools to educate young people about the dangers of the crossings. And so this C-Track Think Train initiative is really, really critically important to continue to get that message out. And so I hope that with this week comes a greater awareness, indeed, that if you're near a train track, you have to be extra careful. You have to make sure that you're not trying to beat a gate. Make sure that when you approach one, you know where you are, that you're not taking a turn onto a track, which sometimes happens in the town of Abington, that you're really paying attention. And same goes for a pedestrian as they approach. So hopefully this will raise that awareness. The result will be a continued decrease in the number of accidents and fatalities, and that crossings truly will be safer, and that the service provided will continue to be safe, reliable, but even safer. So I want to thank everybody for the initiative and wish us all the best as we continue forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator. The next party I'd like to introduce would be Chief Safety Officer of MassDOT. Oh, no, God. I'm sorry, Pat Lavin. I got their names backwards. Forgive me. Pat Lavin.
So my colleagues pretty much hit all the high notes. I just want to point something out. I work with a lot of people who come to work for an income. Most of us do. These people that are surrounding me, they're here for an outcome. So I just want to thank working with such great professionals. Thank you. And C-Tracks Think Train. Thank you.
This one I won't mix up. If I may introduce Chief Safety Officer of the MBTA, Tim Lesnak.
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here today to help kick off Rail Safety C-Tracks Think Train Week. Safety at the MBTA is paramount and is instilled, ingrained, and incorporated within the MBTA's delivery of services and operations, infrastructure improvements, trainings, and much more. It is incorporated into many facets of the MBTA's culture. MBTA Safety is pleased to continue to work with Operation Lifesaver and play an integral role in C-Tracks Think Train campaign to help underscore, communicate, and spread the word regarding the importance of train track and railroad crossing safety. We continue to work to address those serious issues through partnering and collaborating with rail and transit stakeholders and communities, addressing issues needing attention, and facilitating responsive mitigation efforts such as signage, vegetation control, and fencing where applicable. All of our safety efforts are ongoing, and we appreciate your help and support. Please stay safe and stay off the railroad tracks. Be cognizant of your surroundings and pay careful attention to signage and signals when traveling near grade crossing locations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and last but not least, if I may introduce from Keolis, Kelly Andrews.
Good morning. Thank you, Secretary Tibbits-Nutt, GM Eng, the MBTA, and Operation Lifesaver for this important event here today at North Station. Safety is at the core of everything that we do at Keolis. We're constantly looking for ways that we can make the commuter rail system even safer and more reliable for our passengers and employees every day. That's why C-Tracks Think Train Week and our partnership with Operation Lifesaver is so important. It's never safe to trespass on railroad tracks or to drive around closed crossing gates. Tragedy can easily strike when people ignore this fact, and we're here today to raise awareness and to ask everyone to spread the word about rail safety. It's simple. Just wait for the crossing gates to go up before attempting to walk or drive around them and cross the tracks, and never trespass on railroad property. Together, we can make the commuter rail a safer environment for everybody. Thank you.
So for myself, on behalf of Operation Lifesaver, just a little bit of information about what our program actually does. We go into our communities. We try to educate through enforcement and through engineering and through our partnerships with other agencies and with other cities and towns, the importance of safety on and around trains and train tracks. We particularly try to get into schools to speak to kids from every age group with an age appropriate programming. We go in and we speak with driver's ed programs. We will speak to professional drivers. We have programming specific to school bus drivers. And pretty much anybody else will listen to us whenever we can possibly get our message across. Too many of these incidences, these tragedies, are preventable. So we're hoping that this information that we're getting out here today, people will go to our website, www.oli.org, request us to come out and do a presentation. We have 60 volunteers across the state, plus more. We are gaining more every day, thankfully, so we have more and more people to come out and share this important message. That's actually about all I have. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to take them afterward. Our rail safety train is here for your viewing today, so if you'd like to go out to track 1, I'd be more than happy to show you all around. The messaging that's been put out there on those 2 trains is not only the Operation Lifesaver message, but also the important message about emergency notification signs. Those are the blue and white signs that you'll see at every crossing. And I thank you all very much for attending and for your time. Thank you.